Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Let me do one quick thing right here. This up. Where is it? There we are. Throw that up real quick. Take that back down. Then come over here and do this. Whoops. There you go, Roast. How's that volume now? Sorry, I didn't turn it on. It's on now. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, this is Rick. We are live from the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room, and I appreciate everybody allowing this for these morning live shows. I want to welcome the folks in YouTube, X, and Facebook that are joining us, and our room here as well. And remember, if you like what you see here and on our social media, make sure you subscribe and like. It really does help. I posted something on Facebook that was a little controversial here a few days ago, and it's amazing how it's growing now because people are chatting about it. And so now I've got to think of the next thing that's a bit you know what I mean. Yeah, please do that. Okay. It helps keep the channel rolling, and it goes to their algorithms and things like that. Okay. All right. Hey, let's talk about the market. And I want to be a bit of a pessimist for a little bit here. Okay. Just a tiny bit, a little bit of a pessimist, and everything's bullish. Okay. So there is nothing bearish. There are no real signs of anything being bearish, but I'm going to talk a little bit negative. And first, let's get the positive out of the way, okay? So T2123 is absolutely green. It's absolutely bullish. Our VIX here is absolutely down, which helps the bullish that we've got going on. VIX is not popping up. No fear. No one's afraid. And here's the SPY up here. That is a SPY, yeah. And you can see it's bullish. You can see that price here is above the T line. T line is above the trend indicator. So right now it's all good. You know, go get them, trade. For those that have been standing on the sideline because you've been a little bit nervous of this market, well, you know, as nice as I can, how's that working out for you? I mean, you're not losing money if you're sitting on the sidelines. So I guess that's one way to look at it. But you can see just using those green dots tells you that we're bullish. T2123 tells you you're bullish. For those in the trading room that do not have TC2000, all you've got to do is ask me and I'll bring this chart up. It's open for everybody, but it shows what the market is doing here. Okay. So I know we have these days where you really question, but we are bullish. And we will be that way until something happens, until something changes that causes the market to roll over. Now, I do believe the market is in a bit of an oversold condition. The reason I believe that is because of how much it's been up. Doesn't take a brainiac to see that. We had a pretty good reprieve right here. That kind of helped that oversold take a breath in here. Now we've been up. So maybe we need another take a breath in here. And as we approach this top, it's really hard to say whether I think we're going to get there. Okay. And it's hard to say whether we're going to hit that top and then take that breath, or are we going to break out and take a breath in here. But it's hard to say that we're yet far away from it. But right now we're bullish. Just be careful. Did I say oversold, Val? I apologize. Every word I said that started with over should be overbought. We are overbought. So as you're trading, trade as if you're walking on a freshly frozen pond. Carefully, okay? Freshly frozen pond. Be careful when you're trading. Don't be afraid to take profits, and don't be afraid to get out of a position when it starts going against you. Remember, you can always buy it back, okay? All right, let's take a look at some stocks. And I got to tell you, There's some nice stocks out there. And for those that tootle around the social media area, I've posted several stocks in on Facebook X, and I think StockTwits, and maybe a couple others. Donna, if you're here, maybe you could list them. I forget now where they're posted, but all right. So let's take a look at a couple. Here's one that was posted to me this morning. Take a look at Jets. Wow. You know, Doug just got finished with a 3/8 trap class, and I would have to say that pretty much matches what the 3/8 trap class was about. The only thing that maybe doesn't is Doug is a little more about the trend, you know, more like that, which I don't know. That would work, I think, if I'm drawing it where he would draw it right here. So I think Jets is looking pretty good. We've got a really nice breakout right here. You've got your 3/8 trap. Now, I don't keep my 3 line up there because I think it screws up the chart. It's just too much. So this is either a 3/8 trap or a 3/8 trap breakout. 3/8 breakouts are fantastic, and there's nothing wrong with them. Oh, Donna, thank you. So what do we have? We post on Blue Sky, StockTwits, Facebook, and Instagram and X. Thank you very much, Donna. Appreciate that. So Jets is looking good. I see a target up here of about 24.50 and about 25.80 up here on Jets. That's looking awfully good. Roasted is saying she's holding some Jets. Nice. I might have to recommend this to myself. See, I can't say that to you guys. I can't say I'm going to recommend this to you, but I can say it to me. I just might recommend it to me. Take a look at Bank of America. The financials they're looking pretty good, and Bank of America is set up in that 3/8 trap, and we've got ourselves a nice little J hook working here, and we start this breakout here. Well, this is where you make money, and you know, when a stock breaks out, the idea is it's going to go higher. When the stock breaks out, it's not me, Roasted, Donna, Daryl, or Val, or Bart, Mike, or Sonny, or Ed. We're not the ones pushing this up, okay? We really are. We're feeder fish. That's all we are. The sharks, the gorillas, the elephants, the big dogs, they're the ones pushing this up. And why would they break it out if they don't think it can go higher? So when a stock breaks out, I look at that as an absolute plus, and that's good for us small feeder fish. We can now start hopping onto some of this, okay? So Bank of America looks really good. Take a look at SHOP. Look at SHOP. See how we popped up and pulled back? Nice little pop flag. Here you've got a bullish Hiromi, but it's also a Fig Newton chart pattern. And then we're moving up today. So 3/8 trap breakout, looking fantastic. I'm going to put some lines on this because I like these lines. There we go. We're over the 50% level. The next target right here is going to be that 75% move. We've already gone through the 61.8. And then we're going to go through the half of the 100. So 75, 100, half is about 87.50. And these are just quadrant lines. So there's a little targets that I would look for on SHOP. That looks like a nice chart. What else do I have? Visa. Look at Visa. Look at Visa moving up. Beautiful. Visa still has a nice move up here. Remember, a trend will stay a trend until it's no longer a trend. Also remember that, again, I think the market's getting a little overbought. And I know that we're moving up. I know it looks good. But just, walk as if you're on a freshly frozen pond. Be very careful, okay? So Visa's still working. It's still trending. Targets up here will run up there to 378, 382, then 386, if everything goes right. CXM. Now, with all these bullish charts, it will be important that the market stays bullish. Okay. If the market starts to fail, these charts are going to fail. They're going to pull back. When I say fail, I don't mean to say that they're going to just crash and burn. They're not going to go to zero or anything. But they're going to pull back, and it might be painful for your account. CXM is doing a good job. I like the bottom we've got here. You can see right here, we've got ourselves an inverted head and shoulders right through this area here. And this bottom right there is the construction bottom. So breakout over here. Let's just put a line right there. We start breaking out over this area. We've got another target right here, which is also the 500 period moving average, which makes for a great target, also makes for a little bit of a speed bump. And then you've got the 50% retracement right there. That's where I would have my eyes on that ball right there. And then, manage price as we move up. MasterCard, look at that. A lot like that Visa, a lot like American Express that I'm going to show you next. Here we are up, and see this sideways, this consolidation, that's rest. That's opportunity. That's pullback opportunity right there. Pullback opportunity. Risk is really small because if you like it above the T line, where would you not like it? Well, if it came back below the T line. And, I don't always use the T line. I'll come down and use price, something like that maybe. So a stop at 382.80 right in there. Yeah. AMX is looking fantastic. Take a look at AMX and you can see that it is a little, this is the 500 period moving average right there. Moving averages matter if they're major moving averages. They matter. And look at that. It matters. So some people are going to say, well, it can't get through there. You're going to move on. No, I beg to differ with you. These are the charts I want because it's not giving up. And as long as it just doesn't give up, it will find a crack. And if it finds that crack, it's going to move away from that line right there. So right now, I'm kind of digging American Express a lot. So let's keep our eyes on, I keep saying American Express. It's not. AMX. I apologize for that. It's not American Express. AMX. Did I write it right? Yeah, AMX here. So watch for that breakout. Let's see if we can go higher here. AXP doesn't look bad either. AXP. Yeah, look at that. That doesn't look bad either. Right in there with MasterCard and Visa. Looks good. Yeah. SOFI. I know there's a few people here in the room that's in SOFI. Congratulations. I think SOFI is looking pretty good myself. Let me change the color of that. That's one that I posted out on the social side of things. So SOFI here, right there, that's the big bugaboo to get across. And then let's look for 1597. So whoops. So what is that? About an 8.5% move. If you're trading an option, that's going to be a 20% trade right there. So that's looking pretty good. So I like what SOFI is doing. Do I have any others? Nope, I think that's all I have. Does anyone else have anything? Hey, good morning, Coach. How you doing? Hey, Vernon, you've got some BX over there. Look at BX. Let's get rid of all this. We've got a rounded bottom breakout here. We're above the 500 period moving average. That's a good one right there. We've broken out, became the RBB, pulled back, tested. Price went below the 50, but the moving averages didn't. Now we're back up. Clear targets up here. I like that one. Thank you. Another one of those financial services, Blackstone. I like that. Thanks. I flagged that. Appreciate it. APO moving up. Another rounded bottom breakout. To me, this looks like it's it's going to get up there to the 200. I mean, that's so close. I can't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, that's moving up. Hope you're already in that one. That was nice. Hey, Stocknut, good morning. Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Vernon again. All right, let's see here. Good Son, SMCI. That's one of my favorite stocks. I'm not in it yet, but it's on my favorite list, and it is because I think it has some big potential. Nice candle pre-market here. We've got a Fig Newton setting up, doji continuation pattern. It seems to me this is the area that we need to get across right here. We're going to have the 500 period moving average here. And then I think it's got buku room to the upside. If we look at the weekly chart, I mean, I just think this thing has huge amount of potential. And here's where, keep the eye on the ball right there, around $70. That's darn near a double from here. And it could get to 80 and make it a double. But yeah, that's one I've got my eyes on. Maybe I need to put my hands on it. Starting to look good there. Anyway, I like that one, Good Son. IONQ. That's moving up. Here we're bouncing right off that 50 period moving average. I'm sorry, 50% retracement. Notice, see how we came up and look how we stopped right there. Opened up below, back up. And now look where we're testing it. Resistance, support. Now we're moving up. We've got a great little pop to the upside. A little bit of rest right here. Makes all the sense in the world. That looks like a great little chart. Traders can choose to buy it now while it's here, 3-8 trap, or you can wait till it breaks out and becomes a 3-8 trap breakout. But overall, I think that's a very nice chart. Happy Wednesday, Nancy. Glad to have you here. Hello, Gold. Looking at some USB. USB is a bullish chart. 3-8 trap. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. As long as the market stays bullish, there's a lot of bullish charts out there. So right here, you can see where the 50% was resistance, where it was resistance, and now where it's support. Trend indicator is moving up. Price is above the T-line. T-line's above the trend indicator. Very nice. USB. Thank you. Hey, Dave. FLNVC. FLNC. We've looked at this before, had all that on there. Look at that thing starting to come up. I'd say you're bullish, wouldn't you? Rounded bottom breakout with a crazy amount of percent getting to the 200 period moving average, 160%. I think that's nuts. So let's take this one bite at a time. You see right here where this high was and we gap down. Let's come down to the low. There's the 50% retracement, and that's the ball that I would keep my eye on right there. Manage your trade up to that. When we get to that, then reevaluate the trade. We can always raise this back up or up, okay? But for right now, I think we need to be a little bit realistic. This thing could have a serious potential if it would get some good marks somewhere. Nice chart. Thank you. DLTR. It's bullish. Gap up. Beautiful pullback here. All inside this candle, bullish candle. So we've got inside day here, inside day here, inside day. Inside today so far. This starts moving. Might want to buy that. I'm going to do this. So I guess this works pre-market. So I just set an alert on this. If it starts moving up below 80, above 84.48, basically above yesterday's candle, I'll be alerted, and that's where I'll consider buying it. And the ball is up here about 105.80, 105.80. And that's the 500 period moving average as well. So DLTR, I like that. Who did that? Thomas. Snap. Snap, is that the one I looked at this morning? Nope, not the one. Snap, rounded bottom breakout, looking good. Looking real good. Yeah, we just need to, just make sure that watch price, make sure price continues to act well. And act well means, to me, stay above the moving averages. Price can get funky up here if it wants, but if it starts getting funky below the moving averages, you have a problem. So just watch for that. But overall, nice. I love the rounded bottom breakout. PK long. PK, oh yeah. Look at that. It might be a little high to buy for some. Yeah, maybe for some. Watch for a slight little pullback, and you're going to get one. There's no question in my mind about that. You're going to get one right there. The first target right in here will be the dotted deuce. I always want to keep my eye on the ball right there, 50% retracement. You can see that we're in the construction stage on this, that bottom. So, we moved down. Finally, all the weak hands, all the people that says, to heck with what is it? Park hotels and resorts. They're nothing. They're going nowhere. They're junk. They're garbage. Well, what happens is everyone throws the towel in, and then that smarter money, those big dogs start buying it and lifting it up. And then everyone starts climbing in because now they see the potential. Well, there's some potential there. Nice chart. Let's flag that. Thank you. Watch the time. Doing all right. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, I haven't been a big fan of energy. And I can't say that I'm a big fan of XLE right now either. Needs a pullback. But it's starting to look up. But there are some individual energy charts that are looking really, really good. So maybe energy's back in the game. I'll pull up my energy scan here this morning, and we'll take a look at that. But yeah, maybe energy's back in the game. But XLE here, it's a little high to be buying. Stopped right at the dotted deuce. That makes, well, so far it has. That makes all the sense in the world. It's been up 1, 2, 3, 4 days with today. So a little bit of a rest would be nice. And then maybe we can get into it and run up to that next moving average right there. So yeah, XLE, we'll keep an eye there. XLRE, is that right? Yeah. Get me a drink real quick. I think it's working. Let's look at the weekly here. Look at the weekly. We could even, can we? Not quite. So we need to break out here. Once we break out, I think that puts the real estate sector in a good place to move higher. Yes, I agree, Daryl. All right, make sure there's nothing over here, and then we probably have to call it a morning here. RJF long, RJF. Yes. Big run up. Now you get the big run up. This comes from major institutions. It doesn't come from us, okay? It comes from major institutions. So institutions lift it up. Well, they can't buy all their position at one time. It's too big. So it moves up, and then there's always the retail traders. That's us. We get in there as well. We can see all this happening. And then there's profit taking comes in. Maybe even some of the retail or institutions taking profits. It comes back, and now we're setting up again maybe for those institutions to take another chunk of it. So I like that. See, we're up, and look at that flat consolidation. A pop out of the box. Probably needs another candle to be officially a pop out of the box. But, let's not shoot the cute little babies, just because they poop their pants. Give them another chance. But that's looking good. I like that. Yeah. What about entering plug? Probably not today, Val. We talked about plug down here. I mean, you can enter plug today, I guess. Where's your stop? That's going to be the number one thing. Plug has lots of potential upside, but I think the trick today is trick forever on this will be to protect your downside on it. So, but plug's a monster, and it can be a monster higher. So, if let us know when you buy it. Okay, that's going to be important, please. UA, and then I think we have to go. Okay, UA. Look at that. Under Armour. Look, I haven't talked about this much today, but I got to tell you, I know that not everyone here has TC2000. I know everyone here can't turn their downtrend line moving average into dots, uptrend line into dots. I know that not everyone can do that. But don't worry. It's just the 17 period moving average. It's all this is. We just figured out a clever way to turn it. I'll be glad to help anybody. If you need help, just drop in the room here and I'll show you how to turn it red to green or green to red. But I call that a major reversal right there. And I don't care what kind of candlestick did it or anything. That right there's a major reversal. And now what I'm going to start looking for is where we rally up and pull back. I want to buy in the pullback areas. Rally up and pull back. I want to buy in the pullback areas. Rally up. I want to buy in the pullback areas. Right there. Then I want to look at targets. Sorry, I can't have that and this on the screen at the same time. Well, I can if I do this first, I guess. So there's the 50% retracement. That's the ball right there. Now, to get to the ball, we're going to have to cross a few little things here, okay? The 200 is also married up with the 500 right there. So if we could manage to get through all this, there's the ball up there at 763. So manage the trade. Nice chart. Let's flag that, okay? Yeah, Uber. Uber is one that I'm in. Yeah, Uber. I'm holding Uber. Uber is at the edge of we love it and at the edge of we hate it. It's at the edge. So if it moves up a little bit, it's going to move away from the we don't like it edge. It's going to move into the we love it edge. So let's keep the momentum here in Uber going, okay? All right. I forgot to do this before I leave. I posted this on our social media. This is wrong. That's a scan. This is my larger account, and you can see I'm holding BTU and underwater on it. I'm holding GGLL, 20 contracts. Not doing too bad here. OPFI. I mentioned this in the room yesterday. I don't remember buying this, but I did. Not very much, a little. And PTLR, I'm up a lot there. And let's go look at PTLR, all right? PTLR. Am I on the right? Oh, PTLR. PLTR. Geez, Rick. PLTR. There we go. PLTR looks like it's moving up. We start moving into this 136.70 area above that 140. I'm going to be looking at closing this out. I'm going to be looking at closing that out and then rebuy it on a pullback. Now, I am holding 10 contracts, so there's a chance I just sell half. But I am interested in selling half here, somewhere up here. Okay, so that one's doing pretty good. All right, everyone, thank you for listening today. Everybody, thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody in the trading room so very much. All your charts you post out during the days, your buys, your sells, how you're doing. Love everything about that, okay? Those that's dialing in on our live free every morning, Monday through Friday, most Fridays. Make sure that you give us a like and a subscribe here. If you do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. It helps with, well, it helps alert you when we go live, because it will alert you when you go live. And then it helps the channel. Honestly, I wrote on Facebook the other day that I'm getting pretty frustrated and I'm about to dump Facebook, because it takes time to do all that. And nobody says anything. Nobody gives a thumbs up. Nobody does this. It's the same old three people. And when I wrote that, all of a sudden, all kinds of chatter came on. And there's been a little more post with charts. Please do that, because if it does nothing, if no one does anything, what happens is it goes stagnant, and Facebook doesn't care about stagnant Facebook rooms. So if it's active, Facebook takes a better look at it, and then they start putting it out there. So help me, all of us help Facebook take a look at us, or X. Blue Sky is probably the same way. So anyway, put little posts in there, type in, hey, that's a great chart, or that chart sucks. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you say a chart sucks. But there's a lot of other people that post in there here lately, some new people. So thumbs up works. Anyway, thanks everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Room, we'll see you down at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up. Okay. Thanks a bunch. You guys take care.